Hey guys, I'm Francis Armstrong, owner of Salon 403, Female Hair Care, and Ella Renee Cosmetics. And today we're going to talk about hair and makeup and, just go through a brief tutorial of a couple of models that I've done. So in this video, we're gonna start off, I started off silk pressing my model's hair. And I had trimmed it, and now I do a whole lot of joking around and stuff. So, I'm sitting here talking about jeans and, all this other crazy stuff and all the random holes that I be having blown in my pants and whatnot because I just don't like to give up anything. But anyway, so I'm talking about that, wrapping her hair up, getting her prepared for when I do makeup application. I was talking about behind there with a hold on and stuff. I didn't care about people seeing my butt cheeks or whatever. But anywho, fast forward. So we are now doing our makeup, our foundation. With the foundation, I tend to use 2 shades, sometimes 3 shades, because I feel like a lot of times if you look at somebody's face, it's not one shade like flat around. It's just you have different tones and different shades and stuff. So I like to use a couple of shades, a little lighter in the center and a little darker on the outside, on the perimeter of the person's face. And that's what I'm doing right here. I'm blending in her foundations and trying to get a nice natural looking glow to her. And I'm setting it with a translucent powder. I start setting under the eye first because that's one of the first places that crease. So I set with a translucent powder, and then I would go back over her entire face with a translucent setting powder. And in this case, I'm using the Ben 9 translucent setting powder. And I go all over her face. I set her face all over. And then the next thing I would do, because in this particular shoot, we are doing like a soft beat, if you will. So we're not doing extra dramatic or anything like that. I want her to feel like, once she get her makeup done, or something that she could probably do herself, I want her to, feel like, okay, she can go out on a date like this, and, won't have to feel like somebody got to put her in the pool or something like that. But anyway, now what I'm doing is setting under her eye with 2 powders. I'm using a banana powder mixed with a translucent powder under her eyes. Some people call it bacon. I'm using this really as a barrier to make sure that any of my fallout doesn't land on her cheekbones and stuff. Because once that happens, especially with a dark color, once that happens, it's a no bueno situation. Let's just put it like that, okay? And it's just hell trying to clean up. But anyway, and then I put some on the middle of her forehead and her chin for like a soft highlight or whatever, if you will. So now I'm gonna go in and I'm gonna fill in her eyebrows. And when I fill in the eyebrows, I tend to use, in this case, well actually both cases, any case, I tend to use 2 shades. One a little bit lighter than her natural eyebrow color, and then I will go back and kind of fill in the peak area, fill it in just slightly darker just to give it a little dimension. So that's what I'm doing right here. In this picture, I'm filling in her brows, and I'm doing soft, like short strokes because I want it to resemble hair. I don't want it to look like I just legit drew like some arches on there and that's it. So I'm taking my time here with the with the filling of the brows. And I'm just filling in like where it's really light, or you know, at the tail end. I'm gonna concentrate on that. And this is usually the part where, you know, my clients tend to get a little too comfortable and fall asleep. But in this case, we sitting over here having a nice good old conversation about, I can't remember right about now. Probably something ratchet. No, I mean, probably something ratchet. Ratchet. You know, 'cause I have to polka dots on. That'd be fancy with it, ratchet. And after I fill in the brows, I don't go back over, in this particular instance, I'm not going back over and tracing it with any concealer or anything like that. I'm gonna keep it natural looking. And now I'm going in with some powders, some darker powders, and I want to lightly contour around her hairline. Go probably below the jawline a little bit, under the cheekbones, and then I go in with the eyeshadow. The eyeshadow here in the back, I'm using warmer shades as a background color for when I go in and I put in accent tones, like I think I'm using purples in this instance. So I need to warm up her face, if you will, right here in the window area. So I am using orange tones, warm browns, and then I'm going in with then I'm gonna go in with the accent color. Since I'm darkening, I'm adding dimension, I'm adding depth now. So I'm going to put the darker shades on there first and get my frame together. I'm framing up her face now. And I'm using purples. So I'm slowly like adding in the shades. I'm adding in color, you know. So just layering it on a little bit at a time, blending it out. Using small, short strokes so I can keep the color right where I want it. I don't want to spread it out all over. I just want to keep it right on the corner, the outer corner of her eye, and and feather it inward for when I add in the next color, which would be my lighter color to highlight, to brighten the face. And in this case, I'm using a bright purple, like lavender color, like nice and shimmery, you know, to add a little shine, add a little, you know, add a little pizzazz, add a little something. I don't know what you call it. Fill in the blank. I'm adding that. So putting that in there and blending it out. And it's looking really nice. And see, and you notice the technique that I'm feathering in one point, you know, doing short strokes, blending out in one instance, and then when I'm going in the inner corners of the eye, I'm patching. The reason being is because I want the color to be concentrated in the center. I want that shimmery color to pop. So I'm doing that on both sides. Of course, what you do on one side, you do to the other. In this situation, we're trying to match. We're trying to coordinate. Now I am adding a little bit of color to her cheeks, and I'm slowly patting and blending. I'm patting, blending, and adding a little bit of a warm bronzer just on the top of the cheeks, just a little bit, not a whole lot, because I don't want her to go outside and then, you know, feel like, you know, she's like one big old strobe light. I don't want her to feel like that. Now I'm lining her lips with a berry tone lip liner from Ella Renee Cosmetics. I mean, y'all need to get with it, okay? I mean, that lip liner is so creamy that you could probably use it by itself. Like, just fill in your whole lip, throw some lip gloss on it, and call it a day, honey, okay? Now I'm over here talking trash about the sample mascara wand that I have, and like, I don't understand this. Like, I'm over here tripping because I'm trying to use my disposable spoolie for her lashes, and the darn thing broke in it. However, I couldn't use the spoolie that it came with because the thing is like this big. It's like a whole inch, like it covers your whole eyeball. Who uses that? Nobody using that. Throw the whole thing away. Y'all need to do better, tighten up. I mean, it was a legit Christmas tree. It's a Christmas tree, y'all seen that. So anyway, now I'm putting the mascara on her bottom lash, and once I do that, I'm combing her hair out now. I'm jumping from the makeup to the hair. So I'm combing her hair out and I'm spazzing because the way that this stuff is just lame. It's just ridiculous. Like, look at that. Do y'all see that? Do y'all see that? Look how clean that cut is though. Look at that. Look at that. And she knows she cute too. Look at that. She knows she cute. See, that's how you're supposed to look like when you go outside though. Look at that, that's all natural, that's no filter. No filter, none. Look at that. She got all that soul glow. Yes, and we got the lip gloss. I used the lip gloss on her, okay, so clearly, look at that. Look at that, y'all didn't hear that. I don't know name cosmetics, female hair care, boom. Okay, so in this second look we're doing here, we are going to, I'm gonna braid her front of her hair. Notice I have that edge control, that's y'all need to get up on that edge control, stop playing around. But anyway, I'm using the Pheme hair care edge control in Adore. I'm using that to cornrow her hair, and I'm gonna put a few up at the top, and then I'm going to make a braided updo. Something quick and easy, you know. I'm sure she's appreciating it because, you know, I know she's probably feel like I'm snatching her whole life out of her head right about now. But she's cute though. But anyway, now I'm gonna go in, I'm gonna start with her eyes before I do the foundation or anything like that first, because this look is gonna be a little bit more dramatic. So I'm starting off with adding a primer, a white-based primer, and that's gonna help bring out these colors that I'm going to be putting on her eyelids, just make them stand out just a little bit more. So I'm blending that out with just my fingers, and I'm applying that. If you look carefully, I'm applying that with a synthetic paintbrush. Don't be sleeping on the paintbrushes. Now I'm filling her brows in. Her brows are really nice and thick, and I just wanted to fill that in a little bit and kind of give it some more, give it a more defined shape. And once again, I'm using 2 brow pencils, one a little bit lighter to kind of get my shape together, and then filling it in with her actual brow shade. And I'm going to outline her brows to make them really defined and sharp. And I'm blending out all of my trace work and stuff, you know, because, you know, at the end result, you don't need to see all that. You don't need to see all of the, you know, in the final stuff, you know what I'm saying? All that need to be blended. Blend. Okay. So I'm going to, you know, if you have to use your fingers to blend out, use your fingers to blend out. Sometimes your fingers are the best tools, you know, to get this done, man. Do what you gotta do, man. So I am repeating the same thing on the other side because, again, we need for it to coordinate. They don't necessarily have to be twins. You just have to coordinate. Blend it out. Now right here I'm using an angle brush. That's just gonna make it a little, you know, give me a little bit more control, make it a little bit more precise. And I'm, you know, going with her eyebrows up underneath and making it just a little bit more defined and blending that out. Now, in this part right here, what I'm doing is I'm laying down the color. Notice I am patting as opposed to fanning it out or blending it out, because I want the colors to remain concentrated. So here I am using a hot pink and I am accenting it with purple, like a nice old grape purple. And I am blending the purple into the pink. And I'm going to use the inner corners of that eye with a yellow. And now I'm jumping on the other side and I'm using a lime green, like a shimmering lime green-ish, maybe acid green, I don't know. It's green. It's a pretty green. How about that? I'm using that on the center of her eye, and then I'm going to add dimension and depth to that eye using a deeper color, which will be an electric blue. I think blues and greens go together, and pinks and purples, they go together. It's like, it just goes, okay? It just goes. And mainly it's because of the, you know, just the color scheme, you know, the undertones and the bases of these colors, you know, so it works. So anyway, I'm sitting over here in this video, probably talking trash, as usual. I'm always talking about something. Clearly because she laughing about it. And I know she probably think I'm crazy as all get out. But I was probably telling some truth up in there too, I'm not sure. But anyway, as soon as I get my life together, I'm gonna be patting this blue. Okay, here we go. Patting the blue on. Look at that blue. Electric blue. And I'm patting it on because I want to get the color in the right spot, you know, right where I want it. And then I'm going to blend out the corners, but not overdo it. And then what places I need to make it a little bit more intense, then I'm going to pat more color on. So it's easier to build up as opposed to kind of take away. So I'm taking my time here, just trying to add on as much as I need or want until I get the look that I'm going for. And I'm going to I think I put a silvery color in the inner corners of her eye. And then I blend that out. And I'm not going all the way up to her eyebrow with the color. I'm leaving that sort of like a blank space because again, I want the focus like right here, like right here, right here, right here. Okay? I don't want you to be looking right here and then go up here thinking, why is it right here when it should be right here? Right there, okay? So I was sitting there thinking, like, as I'm putting her foundations on, foundations, note I said foundations too, okay? Because we're gonna be using 2 shades. 2 shades. And I'm making sure that I'm not messing up my eyebrows or anything like that, you know, because I took time on that, okay? So now I'm putting the foundation colors on in the places where I want, and then I'm going to go back and blend all of that out. Because again, you know, your faces, you have different tones in your face. You know, it's dark on the outside, lighter. You know, may have, you know, a color here, discoloration. Like on my neck, I got discoloration. You know, so you know, you have to put the appropriate shades, you know, where it's needed. So Anyway, I'm gonna tell you, like, as I'm sitting here putting the eyeshadow on, I mean not eyeshadow, but the foundation on, and I'm blending out. And when I blend out, I use disposable sponge. I don't use the beauty blender. And now I'm going and contouring her. I'm contouring her eyes and her nose, the bridge of her nose a little bit. Now I know I'm thinking at this point, as I'm sitting here working on her skin and putting her lashes on, I'm sitting there thinking, okay, I think I want to be extra. I know that's what I'm thinking, because these colors is cute, and I feel like being extra. So after I put these lashes on, and I find it to be a little bit more easier for me to put the lashes on, you know, with my hands as opposed to using tweezers sometimes. So, and the trick to that is sometimes I add a little bit of the glue right close to the lash line, and then some on the lash itself, and then I apply it. Now I'm just lining the top and the bottom of her lashes, or her eyes rather. And I'm lining her lips yet again with Ella Renee Cosmetics, with that extra smooth creamy lip liner, you know what I'm saying? Hey, I could just legit did her whole lip and I threw a gloss on it and call it a day, but because we're being extra, I'm gonna use a lipstick. Like, I think I used a fuchsia, like a berry tone lipstick on her. So I'm lining her lips with that. I know I'm gonna jump back on those eyes. Look at them eyes though. So pretty. Yep, see, here come the extra glitter. I mean, just gotta do the glitter. Now I'm using two different glitters here. One is more iridescent pinkish, and then the other one with the blue and the green, I'm gonna use more silvery. So it's like warm and cool, but you know, when you put it together, it's gonna be dope. It's gonna be dope. She hasn't even, of course she hasn't even seen herself. I don't even have a mirror in front of her, but you know, I think she's feeling the awesomeness that's about to occur. I like to believe that. Like she about to go to the moon, she don't even know it. But yeah, I'm sitting over here fooling around trying to figure out what else I'm gonna do. So here we go with the glitter. See? Just a little extra. And now we outside, look at that. And she knows she cute. She looking at it like, yeah, you see that. And there you have it. Two different looks, two different techniques, well, a lot of techniques. It wasn't too over the top, and it wasn't too basic. So, hope you guys enjoyed it. I check you guys out on the next go around. I'm Francis Armstrong, and I'm apt to deuces.